We have got ourselves another 3 versus 3 Halo Wars 2 game where I am playing as Anders. We have ourselves a Johnson as dark blue, and I'm going to just take a guess that green is Decimus. Is it actually Decimus? We'll find out. We do know they are Covenant. And so there we go. We do know it's Decimus, and we're going against a Decimus, an Anders, and a Forge. So it's practically a mirror matchup, except the difference here is Forge versus Johnson. Is there going to be a difference between the two? And so we're starting off with a supply gen opener right here. And then we're going to go ahead and get our gen upgraded right away instead of trying to upgrade our supply. And the Marines have shown up to take the power right away, which is quite unfortunate, but I want to see if I can go ahead and find a way to just deal a little bit of damage if they choose to get that power. And so we're actually going to do our fourth building point to be barracks. There we go. I did that so fast. And so barracks is going to be our fourth building point here. So we're looking to get a little bit aggressive. The Marines are doing a great job, at least trying to eliminate what's left of that Marine getting those resources. And are we going to open up with double barracks? It does look like it. Nope, we're going to go with a second gen instead, just because the timing just worked out really nicely. So we're gonna go with the barracks opening. We didn't grab the mini base, which is a little bit concerning, because if they go and try and take the mini base, that will be a slight problem. But we're going to send a Marine over to go ahead and pick that up. And then we're going to just keep on producing Hellbringers when we have the opportunity. Make a sniper. Why haven't I upgraded that second gen yet? I don't even know. We have an opportunity to upgrade that gen and a supply pad. But I guess the microing is just going really hard right now. Okay, there we go. So we got one Marine out. We canceled that Marine. And we're going to just keep floating our power right now. There we go. So we were definitely late in regards to upgrading our economy over here, which is a little bit unfortunate, but we do have at least an army starting to be developed, and we have a ranked 1 Marine already from when it took out that orange Marine when it was grabbing the power. And so the play here is to go ahead and focus on the teleporter. We want to make sure that there isn't an expansion base going on. Let's go ahead and see if we can get a scout to see what's going on. But instead we went back to the teleporter. We're going to keep Hellbringer productions. We're going to keep Marine production. And now we're going to go ahead and get our second barracks. It's going to be actually a supply pad. Wow. Okay. Thought a second barracks was going to come in, but it is not. Mainly because we're kind of tight with supplies. So I can understand why I chose not to do that. And so a chopper did show up. We're going to get ourselves a surround on it, but it did go back into the teleporter right away, which caused us to go into the teleporter by mistake. And so now we're just going to send our Hellbringers up to see if a second base is being established by red, which it is not. So we're going to go ahead and just fall back for now. Turrets are being made by yellow. Got ourselves an economy build coming in by orange. And now we're going to start working towards the next phase, which is to go ahead and get a second base. We are upgrading grenade ability right away, mainly because we know we're going against a Decimus, so we want to get combat tech Marines in case their Decimus tries to go air as well. So for now, we are going to get mines, and we're going to use these mines on the teleporter, or we're going to use it offensively. So we're taking everyone into the teleporter right now. Mines are going to be dropped right on there. And so we're going to get rid of these grunts, and we just stopped the red from grabbing a second base. So this was a pretty good surprise move that we played at the teleporter. And we do have a fallback position as well. And now we're going to see if we can do a little bit of damage with the army that we have on our side of the map. So we do have some Marines that can go ahead and throw some grenades if need be, but we are going to go ahead and focus down on the extractor. We have ourselves a vortex lightning that is going to come down. And it's going to be a pretty good vortex lightning. So this is definitely an overcommitment, and we need to start retreating. We do have some snipers that are going to be set up in the bunker, which is quite nice to see, but unfortunately we're not in a very good position. But we are going to go ahead and upgrade our expansion base right away, which, you know, I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I think definitely getting Tech 2 with Combat Tech Marines would have been the better choice. The sooner I get heals on this army, the stronger it will be. But for now, I guess we're not going to do that. We're going to upgrade that supply pad. And here's that second base coming from Orange, unupgraded. So we're going to send them over and start focusing down on the base. They do have themselves an armory that is being made as well. So a hero will probably come out from here. And so we just want to be able to just keep on using those Hellbringers to do as much damage as possible, reinforce through the teleporter. We do have mines if need be. We're going to grab ourselves a third gen actually, and then we're going to see if we can do anything about this. And so it does look like we're going to be able to take out this base. Scatter bomb does go down, good splits at least, and we stopped at least the hero from coming out if there was a hero. And so now suicide grunts are showing up by red, but with what we've got so far and the amount of mines that we have, I think we're going to be pretty safe on our side of the map. We are going to start making turrets. The suicide grunt did a lot of damage, and the cleansing beam is going down as well. And so now we have to be a little bit careful because Banshees are starting to show up. Suicide grunts are still being made. I don't even think it's worth trying to push this position anymore, but I guess we're going to go ahead and focus down on it. We're going to stay split a little bit so then that way we don't have to worry about that. But there we go. Tech 2 is on the way. We made ourselves a 4th generator. Now we have to deal with these warhogs over here, but there is a mine. 1 mine hits, 2 mines hit, 3 mines hit. We got the mat coming in as well, and we just took out a lot of warhogs from that. So from those mines that was being placed, we definitely got a good dividends of return there. And we're still going to keep on trying to work on this mini base. Is it really worth committing for this mini base? In my opinion, I still don't think so. Looking back at this match, it was definitely worth retreating or at least establishing a second base, a third base on the side if I wanted to do that. But we're now in Tech 2. We have ourselves an armory. We're getting ourselves turrets up, and we're going to get that upgrade for Combat Tech Marines. But it does look like the remainder of the warhogs have shown up, and they are going to be able to save that base. So Cyclops production is going to begin. Spartan is going to start coming out. We do have some turrets to at least be able to protect ourselves, and we're going to use a Hellbringer to go ahead and scout the enemy on the left side to see if a second base is being established over there. And now that mines have popped up, this is a beautiful time to go ahead and place them on the teleporter. I actually like mines in this situation, for the teleporter is actually pretty good. But now we're going to start teching up a little bit. We're getting our upgrades. We're going to get some additional Cyclops. We have Combat Tech Marines. Now it's just all about getting the army that we need in order to keep this push as successful as possible. So we still got to build an army up. We did lose a lot. As I said, I think it was not worth committing that attack as big as we did. And now there's a big attack happening on Dark Blue's base, and it's going to be a bunch of warhogs. I do call in the sentinel drop to go ahead and start doing some of the damage on the warhogs, with the mantis coming in for the flank as well. So I think we have enough cyclop production, and we should start working on the air. But there is some mantis that are here to help fight this, and it does look like a vortex lightning will be going down over there. If not, it is a cleansing. It's one of the two. And we're just going to keep up some Cyclops production. It was a cleansing beam. Red has shown up with their air. And so with green and dark blue sticking together, they're going to be able to at least push them back. And that's going to be my cue to go ahead and come in to see if I can do some damage on this side of the map and stop red from getting this base established as fast as possible. There's definitely a lot of harvesters because there's a lot of air coming in. And so we're going to get that infantry upgrade, which is going to be nice. But I don't think we have as much Marines as I would like in this army, but we do. And so Sentinel Synergy is going to come in. We're going to start falling back right away. And with the army that we have, it's at least going to be decent enough to do a little bit of damage, but we're still going to retreat. Spartan came in with the slam, and it does look like we're not really losing much of our units, which is something you want to see. And so Nightingale production is going to come in to give us the heals that we need. And we're going to start working on Fortify level 2 as well. We do have 4 out of the 5 power nodes. So things are looking very good for us economically so far. I did give a ping to my teammate to let them know, like, hey, since we're dealing with Deci Air, we're going to have to find a way to make sure that base at least stays somewhat defended in case they start coming right through the middle. And so our Decimus starts sending their air over to that side of the map to start being prepared for it. And I'm going to keep on teasing the teleporter. I'm going to go back and back and forth to see if it's worth pushing. Every time his air disappears, that's going to be my cue to go ahead and move out. So we did just see Red's air start shifting over to the side. And so with the amount of units that I have, I think it's going to be good enough to go ahead and see if we can get ourselves an engagement over here to work out to our favor. And once again, the air just keeps coming back and forth. We were able to keep that marine alive, which is pretty good to see. But now that we saw all that air over there, we're going to go ahead and just see if we can push on the side, just given with the army that we have. And Cleansing Beam is coming down, but we have ourselves very good splits. And so we were able to at least reduce the damage. We lost one Nightingale, one Marine from that, but all in all, that's not a huge loss. And just given with what they have over there, I still don't think it's worth engaging this just yet. So we still have the army pulled on this side, and we're going to go ahead and start retreating. And now we just got to go ahead and see if we can just continue this pressure up, where we're going back and forth and back and forth. So then we can go ahead and collaborate a three-prong attack on the right-hand side. And if that works, we'll be able to take everything out. I have a small amount of Cyclops, but I still think it's decent enough to go ahead and do something about it. But I'm still going to keep going to this teleporter, in and out, seeing if there's any opportunities being made. I pinged to let my teammates know what my plan is. I want to go ahead and hop into that teleporter and see if I can come in on that right-hand side. And speaking of which, Red has just found themselves a base. And now that I see Orange over there, that's going to be my cue to go ahead and come in as well, because Red is also over there with their mass air. And so I'm going to go ahead and push in and see if I can close in from the gap from behind. Our Deci air is going to be coming in to help our Johnson as well. And so now we're going to go ahead and keep on trying to push. It does look like a Vortex Lightning is going to come down, which will be a little bit problematic, but our arc defense is also going to be coming in as well. And with the amount of Cyclops that we have, and we don't have as much heals that we would like, we still are in a pretty good position as a whole to be able to deal with what's over here. We do have good upgrades, and with the air that we have, I think we'll be able to fight this. And with the Deci air that's coming in from the side as well, this is going to be good for us. But unfortunately, Yellow has shown up with a bunch of Hornets, so that means Green is going to have to start falling back to defend his base. And so it's going to be up to me to go ahead and just keep on trying to do some additional damage with Dark Blue over here, in order to see if we can just go ahead and just keep this momentum going. I don't have the heals that I would like, but we are going to go in and at least take some additional units to keep them going in through the teleporter. We got a nice hijack coming in, but we definitely need some Nightingales in our army. And there we go. We're going to keep making some additional Nightingales, and we are going to actually make some anti-air turrets just in case. And once we have enough resources, we're going to go for the drop as well. Our Deci air is going to be doing their best to try and track down the mass air of the Hornets of the enemy team. And once that gets taken out, we're going to be able to see if we can slam everything else. So for now, we're just going to go in for a retreat. I'm going to just stick together. As I said, we're going to try and pincer what is left over here, and with what we've got, I think we're going to be able to hit this. And so there we go. Deci's air Banshees finally caught up to them because we pushed them right to it, and they're going to go ahead and follow that through. And meanwhile, the enemy Deci air is coming in dealing with Dark Blue, but easily was able to push that back. And so they took the teleporter, and that's going to be our cue to go ahead and see if we can get ourselves another base established for Green, since their expansion was unfortunately lost. And we are giving some additional resources because our Deci air is tight on the supplies. But right now, we're still kind of stuck in this infantry attack, which isn't a problem. But the problem is the fact that there's still mass air that is going on this side of the map. And with 2 siege turrets on that side, we won't really be able to push them, unfortunately. So mines will probably go down, which I think it did. We're going to continue to get that fortification upgrade, hopefully, because if they start to transition over, which it's looking like right now, there's that red air that's showing up. We need to be able to prepare for that. And there goes that ping that I did a couple seconds ago. We do have enough to do our big boy drop if need be. And there's that Deci air. We do have some anti-air turrets with fortification level 2. So this does look like if they choose to attack us, we will be able to be ready for them. And so now the Deci air is going to try and close in on them. Vortex Lightning is coming down, and here comes this huge engagement. and I'm going to be right here to help him out. Some of the banishing air will be able to escape, but we're at least going to get rid of some air. And now I'm just going to go ahead and hop into the teleporter. There's a huge chase happening, so I think this is my cue to go ahead and see if I can take out this base on this side of the map. But a huge cleansing beam is coming down. We're starting with some splits. We are losing a little bit of our army, but that is okay because remember, the amount of resources we have, we will be able to use our sentinel drop once we lose 10 more population. And more leader abilities are coming down. We're going to drop in the arc defense as well. And now we have a bunch of air that's going to start heading towards us. At least it felt like a bunch of air was coming our way, but we're going to start focusing down on the base. Our Hellbringers are upgraded, and we're going to start distributing this damage all over the map. We're still floating a bunch of supply right now. We're going to drop in our mines. We're going to move our Cyclops, get a little bit closer. Our Marines are going to just keep on focusing down on the Banshees that are here. And yes, they do have Siphon, but it's still an engagement that I definitely feel comfortable in engaging. And like I said, there we go. We just lost enough pop. A Condor has now shown up, which is going to be a little bit problematic, but we're still doing a lot of damage right now to Red, their Deci. And our Deci is still looking relatively well, so I just need to hold out until the reinforcements come in. We're taking out the shield gen. We're taking out additional buildings as well. And so all in all, now we just need to keep reinforcing with some units here. More Hellbringers are going to go ahead and be made with some additional infantry that's going to be coming in as well. And it does look like they're going to give up this position. We will be able to take it because we got that reinforcements coming in. Scatter bomb comes onto my army, and after that, Red ends up disconnecting because they could not stand the fact that they lost their second base. So that is quite unfortunate. This game ends up ending earlier because of that. But it looks like our Deci Air, who did lose his base, stayed put. We helped them out, and unfortunately they didn't feel the same love coming from their teammates, I guess. But all in all, I hope you enjoyed this match because this was a pretty interesting match, right? We had two enemy opponents going mass air, and the early aggression of just using the teleporter in and out was actually a very brilliant move. So it's not something I do very often in regards to mind play and then keep playing teleporters in this map, but it's definitely something that I need to do more often. And so the rest of Yellow's army will be eliminated. Shout out to the enemy team. They had us going everywhere in and out, and I was just trying to do everything I can to make sure that they don't have full control of the game because they easily could have. And so the enemy team played really well, and we were just able to respond better at certain situations, and that's what it comes to when games are relatively close. So let's take a look at this stat screen to see how everybody did. And so I just went for a blank there. There we go. I went 63 for 58. Wasn't that efficient? 15 for 35 by the teammate, but our Decimus, who ended up losing his base, went 12 for 69. And look at the enemy Decimus. Like, they won the supply game even though I kept them on one base. So that was really impressive on the economy like rebound that they ended up doing. So hope you enjoyed this game. If you did, feel free to leave a like and a subscribe, or just a like, or leave a comment on what you think. And hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And until the next commentary video, I'll catch you all in the next one.